Hello, church family. We're back. We're back. I was hoping we were done with little update videos. I mean, it is fun to update you guys sometimes, but but let's be real. We just want to have normal. What would you call it? Normal time? Is this different time? I don't know what to call it, but what do you think? No.
I don't know.
Well, thanks for tuning in as we give you guys some updates. We're looking forward to being done with all these different types of announcements, but here we are, and we are thankful for Jesus in 2020. He is our rock, He is our firm foundation. And I wanted just to let you know that we've been spending a lot of time with the Smith family this last week or a little more, and they're just wanting to just share an outpouring of love with all of you guys for just all the prayers and support. People are sending letters and gifts and food and just all sorts of things. They really feel supported by the church family, and I just want to say well done for loving on them and being there for them. And also an update on my parents, Pastors Dan and Terry. They're doing really, really well. They're almost out of their quarantine days where they get to re-enter society, when you re-enter the world. And so
Ridiculous.
they are doing they're doing well. They're recovering. Their symptoms have been really mild with COVID, and they both had positive tests and had symptoms and stuff, but their symptoms have been really mild, and they appreciate all the prayers and support from everybody.
Yeah.
And so just pray them through the rest. They're almost done, and we're happy to have them back. So just some things to update. We're sending an email out so you can see these details in writing if you feel like we jump over anything too quickly, but wanted to just give you some context in our heart. As leaders, we try to think through things really well. We don't just try to get updates from the government or reports of what people are saying. We try to pray, read the Bible, think theologically and biblically. What are we responsible to before God? And so that's kind of how we process things, and I like to try to explain our heart a little bit. I've heard that it's helpful from some of my staff lately, so I'm trying to explain some of the context for why we come to the different decisions we do as well, and that way you guys can hopefully see that we're doing our best to be faithful to the Lord and faithful to you guys as leaders and pastors.
And we're not a business, and we're not like a factory or things like that. We're a church family, and so it's different. And so that's also why I feel like we need to pray about things too before we.
Right.
So
Right.
there's my 2 cents.
Yeah, there you go. That's good. First of all, we got home groups, and people are asking about home groups right now. As you heard, Governor Inslee gave some updates, and the first thing you should know is that the restrictions he gave about churches actually aren't any different than the ones that were given several months ago.
Right.
Most people, even a lot of churches, did not watch or read the original updates. So the whole 25% in a building capacity or 200 people, whichever is less, is actually the same that it's been. And the whole no singing rule has actually been in place, I think, since the summer, technically. Right. It's just that most people didn't realize it. So it's really more of a verbally doubling down on things. And then he made a little bit more of a restriction. He didn't want people to meet in homes at all, of course, for Thanksgiving, or groups congregating with people outside their homes or whatever. So anyhow, first up, home groups. We're not going to tell you to do what to do for your home groups. We are going to leave it to each group to prayerfully consider what is. We're going to request that you work together as a group, as a leader, that you contact your groups and that you determine what is safest and best. We would encourage you to try Zoom as a group. If that could work for you guys, you have any concerns about your safety, you're vulnerable, health-wise or whatever, then please do Zoom and we'll help you with that. We'll have us in an email who you can contact. Then if you'd like to be in person, though, because you don't feel that it meets your needs as a group, then I would encourage you to use the church on Wednesday nights, where a lot of groups are safely meeting, as safe as we can be. We can't guarantee anybody's safety in any meetings or gatherings for sure, but we have good air and big, air conditioning systems and things like that, heating systems that move the air really well, and there's lots of space there. So if you'd like to be in the church building on a Wednesday night or another time of the week, we can try to help you with that too. And then lastly, if you feel like the emotional and spiritual needs of your group are really only going to be met through your home group, we consider that very important and very essential, if you will, that as followers of Christ, we are making sure to disciple one another, care for one another, help each other with our spiritual and emotional health. So if you want to do that and stay in your home, we're going to ask you to consider how you could do it safely, and that you come to a consensus, that everybody's on board, and you come up with some kind of plan to make it as safe as you can for one another. And then the second area we want to give you an update on is our house of prayer. Are we closed?
No.
We're not closed. We are open. House of prayer, we're going to keep open our prayer room and our main sanctuary, because people can come in at any different time of the week and spend lots of space away from each other, and we don't want to stop praying. We're going to encourage you to look up Pastor Herb's in some of our previous videos or emails we've sent out. The 3 prayer points we're emphasizing in this season. Keep going before the Lord for those things. It's very important right now that we're praying at a heightened level for our nation, for the church of our nation, for Sonrise.
We definitely need more prayer, not less
Not
prayer.
less prayer. And then number 3, Wednesday nights. We're going to change Wednesday nights up a little bit. We're going to try to simplify things. So we're asking for more prayer, but we are going to change our schedule back to 7 p.m. And we are not going to be gathering for corporate prayer through the end of 2020 on Wednesday nights at 6:30. So that's our change. We're going to keep things simple. So children and youth will meet, and the groups will meet at 7 p.m. If you feel like anybody's symptomatic, stay home. Do your group on Zoom. Don't meet for a week. We are, so tomorrow night and then the week after, we're going to have a break, and we have the last couple weeks of December off. So stay up to date with us on which weeks we don't meet. But on the typical Wednesdays, we'll do groups at 7, and we'll do children and youth ministry. No prayer groups altogether at 6:30 any longer. We'll see what happens throughout December and kind of reconsider what to do in the new year. Number 4, Sunday service. We're back in business. Woo-hoo. And we've got special guests. And if people are wondering, we are going to be singing. And this decision, like I said, it's already been part of the policies that we did not sing in church services since the summer. So this is not a new instruction from our governor, but what we really feel like is, I feel that our governing authorities really don't understand how worship is central to the Christian faith, and we don't want to be reckless or careless. That's why we're asking you all to wear masks and to distance and don't hug on each other and be considerate. And if you have a fever or a cough or you have COVID type symptoms, stay home. And if you don't want to come at all, then that's until things are really clear, then we're okay with that. We bless you participating at home. That's where you will be safest, most likely. I mean, I think it's important to get fresh air and all, but we are happy to have you stay home if that's what you feel the most comfortable with. And we're all still a family, and we're all going to get back together when all this crazy stuff is over. But we have so many instructions in Ephesians and Colossians and the Psalms. There's literally hundreds of scriptures about the importance of singing as a believer and singing as a church. And so we'll continue to sing with one another because we have to practice our faith first. And we do need to obey government as much as we can. But if it infringes on how we practice our faith, then we need to go with what the Word of God says and practice our faith as the Word instructs us. So we will be singing. And number 5, the conference is a go. You can still register for presence and people. And our heart is that we're a church that learns to gather around the presence of Jesus and that we impact people apart from programs and all that. I'm like, wow, that's what we're like being. This is everything in society right now is like, can we even gather and sing? Can we even have time in His presence together? And can we even see people and impact people? And it's like, if we can't worship the Lord and in a sense corporately love the Lord our God in our worship, and if we can't reach people and disciple them and meet with them, then it's kind of like, wow, how can we even practice our faith, right? So this conference is like a very interesting time that we're still able to do it, thankfully. We'll ask people to mask and be considerate and keep your distance and all of that. But we are going to meet because we need to. Yeah. And I'm really excited about Joseph Matera and Corey Russell. Am I getting a little shaky? My arm getting tired? Sorry, we're trying to do this selfie thing on a quick video. So thanks for, hopefully you're not getting motion sick. And then number 6, Pastor Scott's memorial is coming up. And people have asked us a lot of questions about that, and we don't have all the answers yet because we're working with the family. But we want you to know that our service isn't gonna, for Pastor Scott's not really going to be like a memorial service at a funeral home. It's really a church service with remembering how much Pastor Scott's impacted our lives in a major way. And so we are working with them to see if we could possibly work out an in-person option for this Sunday, the 22nd at 4 p.m. But there will be an online version for sure.
Yeah.
And we got to work out the details to see what we could do in person or not. So we're going to give you an update on that as soon as we're able to get the final details together with the family and honor what the Smiths, what Leanne and the rest of the family are working on. So anyway, thank you for holding us up in prayer at this time. We've all suffered a major loss in Pastor Scott's passing, and we have all these uncertain things that are going on. But I'm thankful for a church family that's giving themselves to prayer and the presence of God, that's giving themselves to reaching people and loving one another. And I just appreciate you guys so much. And thank you for the offer for the selfie stick. I know I have different things that I can set up. I just didn't have as much time. And so, yes, there is, if you didn't hear in the beginning, we will have a live service. We'll be back in live service this Sunday. And our conference will still be going Friday night, Saturday night, we'll be back on. So we will do it. And if you're able to watch the beginning of this video, I know we're getting lots of questions, but my parents are doing really, really good.
They are.
And they're almost better. They're almost done with their 10-day quarantine because their symptoms have really minimized, and they're recovering well. So we love you, Dale. We love all of you guys. Thank you for your prayers and concern. Please share this video. Like I said, we'll put this out in an email as well so you can see in writing what we're talking about. You don't have to remember it all, but we hope you hear our hearts. It's hard to make everybody happy, but ultimately we want to please the Lord.
Yeah.
And we want to be faithful to his word, and we want to be a place that we're not just physically safe, but we're emotionally and spiritually safe too. And that's what we got to consider, is the state of people's spirit, the state of their soul, and what God calls us to do as a church. So thank you. We love you. We'll see you soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye.